Hey there, gorgeous gays! Version 2 here with Professor Layton and Pandora's box, like we did back in the Curious Village. There's like a lot of post-game to Layton games. There's a lot of extra goodies to do, and by goodies I mean puzzles. Of course, I mean puzzles. There's a bunch of stuff, and this game seems to have way more, with all the different things that we had to do during the main game to get a bunch of bonuses. However, while we do have a bunch of bonuses to do, there's an entire menu here to do that. We do want to go back into this for a moment. We do want to go back to our main story where we did this with our story so far. Actually, can we do it from here? Question is if we can do it from here. So there is a thing where it said that the number of puzzles that we have solved in the game, we've solved 136, and that the game has 138 puzzles. So can we reach those from here? This is like the very end of the game. Well, we can't like leave this castle anymore. So which puzzles have we missed? It is the problem. Because I don't know which puzzles we've missed. Which ones are we missing? That is the biggest question of them all. Or is there a way for us to get to like go back to Granny Riddleton? Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. Oh, this should go... Oh, this is if you want to go fast. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. There's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be a better way to do it. If I go back to the main menu, can you even do that from here? How do you quit out of this game? There it is. If I go to the bonuses, will it list it better? If we go to bonuses, will it list it here? Or do I have to like finish? Do I have to like go back and like get the puzzle? Where have I missed them? Puzzle index. No, this just looks the same. This just looks the same. It should be ones towards the end. That would be the thing that would make sense. It would make sense if they were towards the end because okay, so I can immediately see. Yeah, 30 yeah. So 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33. 132. There we go. Diabolical box 130. No, stop it. Stop it. My windows are not wanting to cooperate with me to open up. No, don't full screen it, for fuck's sake. Diabolical box 132. Which just says sharing paintings. 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. 132's in the castle, perfect. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 100. 99, and also 99. That's a while ago. Ooh, 99. 99. 99. This is the grocery store. Ooh, ew. Ew, that's the grocery store. I don't know. I don't think we can go back to that. I don't think we can just go back there. So how do we go about this then? Because this is a clear file. Like, it registers that it's a clear file because of this. So does that allow us to go back? Okay, diabolical box, how to get missing puzzles post game. Is there an easy way to do this? No, I'm not interested in AI mode. Eat penis. That's okay. This is not helping. Well, yeah. Let's get a few puzzles and I finish the game. We'll get a chance to go back. If you see a puzzle, go back after stories, finishing out my puzzles. You need to an extra picker out. So the puzzle can be permanently missing. Let me figure out something like everything. If you answer every puzzle wrong, you need a list. Okay. Hey, so I have to tell Google I don't want AI mode. So, okay, so if I go to the, like, how do I go back? They must search. So, because this says, yeah, he's given his castle skin understanding this, and they search. Because you could, like, can we leave the castle at this point? Oh, no, we can. Okay, so, okay. Oh, thanks, Sergeant Death. Okay, so it does just let us leave. Okay, well okay, good. I guess, yeah. Because I thought it didn't let us leave before. I thought when we tried to leave before, Layton was like, no, my boy, we need to work it out. And maybe it did, maybe because it registers this as a post-game save, it lets us leave. Because at this point, we're just running away. At this point, we're just fucking booking it. Then Professor realized he needed this engrosser, decided that it was more important than the vampire castle. At least the grocery store is like literally right here once we get out. I mean, it's multiple pathways, but it is right here. I somehow missed talking to this guy again. No, it's not even talking to him. Oh, okay. I need to. Okay, there it is. Take a look. Wait, take a look. Some of these cans and bottles contain things other than garlic. Can you believe it? Everything here appears to be in order. Tell me, have you heard this one? There's something in the store that isn't garlic. Jars and cans, too. Look at that, another row of jars and cans all mixed up. And this time there are even more of them. As before, your job is to rearrange these items so that both jars and cans are grouped with the items of the same type. However, in doing so, you must always move two containers at once. Move items by touching the red icon between the two and dragging them slowly to... Oh, I remember. Okay, yeah. I vaguely remember this, yeah. Can you believe it? A grocery store that doesn't sell exclusively garlic. Look, my boy, this shit is fucking bananas. You got that right, Professor. I can't tell if this is Tower of Hanoi or if this is something slightly different. There we go. Yay!
Let's see if this works.
I don't know if that was the fastest way of doing it, but I did it!
Almost too easy.
There we go. This puzzle is based on one widely known in Japan since the Edo period. There we go. Alright, we've now done our grocery. That's an excellent answer, Luke. Hey, a new hamster toy of a trampoline. There we go. There we go. Trampoline. Trampoline. I still don't know if we need to do anything more with the hamster. Cause like we've maxed out the hamster in terms of the like it got to the level of fitness that we needed to get it to, and it's at the point where like it's done where it says us that. I think of his favorite grocery tiny hamster trampolines, he decided to head back to the castle. There we go. Do you want to see the ending of the game again just because it's so cool? I kind of want to beat the game again just because it's so cool. Alright, great room. Chat, if you see any room that seems particularly great, let me know. Dining room. Secret room. Under the castle. Machine room. None of these seem particularly great. Ah, it's a secret room. What's up, Mikey? No, I'm gone the wrong way again. We're trying to find a great room. We're trying to see if there's any rooms that are around that are particularly great. Is this a great room? Feel like this might have a different name. Oh, this room is the center of the castle, and the biggest... Okay. Okay, no, this is a different thing that we're looking for. Secret room. Did I miss the word great room? No! I'm looking for a great room. First floor hall. The one with the big fancy stairs. Oh, great hall. Okay. That makes sense. There we go! It was the painting of Anton! There it is. Professor, take a look at this picture. There he is. The current head of the Herzen family, large as life. You mean the head vampire of the Herzen family, large as death? Strange. Strange? What's so strange about his portrait, Professor? This picture. It's far too worn to have been made in recent years. Yet you saw Anton yourself. The man and his portrait are virtually identical. Hey, this one is actually like story relevant. Oh, I see what you're getting at. He doesn't age. So he really is a vampire. Oh, I knew it. We need to get out of here this instant, Professor. Perhaps those rumors in town weren't entirely unfounded. But running around in a panic has never solved anything. Why do we take a moment to clear our heads with this puzzle about portraits? A puzzle? Is this really the time or place, Professor? Oh my god. Okay, this was a very important puzzle to find. It's the only time that Luke has ever turned around and said, Professor, enough of the fucking puzzles, our lives are in danger. This is a pivotal moment for the franchise here. Sharing paintings. Two brothers have inherited their parents' 5-piece art collection. According to the will, the older brother will get a set of paintings worth twice what the younger brother gets. I guess the younger brother was an annoying shithead then. In order to ascertain the value of the paintings, the brothers called in a valuer, who valued each painting as shown below. For his services, the valuers promised the one painting left over after the brothers divided the art according to their parents' wishes. Assuming the individual paintings can't be divided, which one does the valuer get? Stage 4 out of 11 for the road trip dog should be done by the next Air Rider stream. Thank you, Mikey! It's a ridiculous amount of work, and I do thank you a lot for it. I do also feel bad. I do also feel bad. So, 2 paintings that are worth twice the amount of another 2 paintings. So my immediate assumption is 60 plus 55 is 115, and 95 and 20 is 115, so it would be D, and the valuer gets the least expensive one.
Consider this puzzle solved.
No. Can I not? It's possible I can't do math.
I suppose that's one.
But you should run through your calculations one more time. Look, alright, Layton, alright. Look, Layton, alright. Look, alright. $60 plus 55. Oh, I did 2. I did 2 that were the same amount as each other. 2 have to be double the other 2. No, I'm just a complete and utter idiot. Fair. I'm just a dumbass. I am dick of head and I am dumb of ass. Duh. Okay. Let's rework this one out. Let's rework it out. I'm using different colored text like blue to highlight if they are top count score of the event, and red text for things of interest and notes. You're getting close to being able to, like, write a wiki on everything that happens in the road trip mode. So you can't even just do the trick of just add them all up and divide it into thirds. And one brother gets 1/3 and the other gets 2/3. Because one's got to be left over. So I'm kind of just like thinking, I'm just going to throw combinations together and see what they add up to and What's half of that? I mean, if the older brother has double the amount the younger brother has, the younger brother won't have an amount of 5,000 because there is no heart like that at the end. So either the older brother has to get 2 that have 5,000 in them, or 2 that don't. They can't get one of the other. So my thought process is just like, okay, so if you do 95 plus 55, it's 150, which would be 75,000 for the younger brother, but none of these add up to 75,000. So, if we're not doing that, then we're about 95 plus 45. That's 130. Which would then be 65. But no, doesn't add up to 65 anywhere. No, sorry, this is 150. This is 140, which half of that would be 75. Which would be this. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And now to test my theory.
No! God damn it!
Oh, my. This one is quite formidable.
How did I get that wrong? $140 is... Oh, that's 55. I was about to say, because 95 plus 45, that's 140, and this is 70. I forgot it was 55 again. So that was 75. No. No. Okay. So 95 plus 60? Because that'd be 155. But you can't have 2 things here that, like, times 2 equals 155. Right. I think you can. How much is 45 and 55? That's 100. Which definitely no 2 to add up to 100. I feel like my brain should not be struggling to work out the math of this hard. I'm also wondering if it's possible. Have I misunderstood the question? The older brother will get a set of paintings worth twice what the younger brother gets. Now, as saying the value of the paintings, the brothers called an evaluator who valued each painting as shown below. For his services, the valuer was promised the 1 painting left over after the brothers divided the art according to their parents' wishes. Oh, they don't have to get 2 each. That's the trick. There's 1 left over, but 1 could have something that's double the other. Yeah, okay. So so 95 doubled is 190,000. So maybe the younger brother only gets the 95,000 one. Double that's 190. And then 55, yeah, no, well, that's not, no, that's 160. And that's the highest amount there, but it's not that way. Right. I feel like I'm gonna I shouldn't need to, but I feel like I've made a lot of mistakes with calculating. I'm getting out the calculator on my phone because I feel like I've made enough mistakes with the calculator that I need to actually double check this. But 95,000. So yeah, if that's what the younger brother got, the older brother would have to get 190,000 worth, which the 3 most expensive add up to 160. So no. So it's not that. Okay. So, okay. 95,000 plus 45,000 is 140. None of this adds up to 70,000, so it's not that. 95,000 plus 55,000 is 150,000. And then out of these, again, none of that adds up to 75,000. No. 95,000 plus 20,000 is 115, and no, you can't. Again, if you divide that by 2, you end up with like a 500 amount, and that is nothing. No, like no, so it can't be that. I feel like I'm missing something for this. I feel like I am missing something. Like, really obvious. I feel like I'm missing something really obvious. I feel like I shouldn't be struggling this much with this question. I'm worried I'm like overthinking or just not thinking of something. I'm just gonna start guessing. It's a multiple choice.
And now to test my theory.
Okay, so how does this
A true
work?
gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Okay, so I was So I was correct in the idea that it is the older brother is getting 3 paintings at 120 compared to the 60, and then the value was getting one worth 95. Okay. So the idea that they weren't 2 each was the right track, and then it's just the value was getting the most expensive shit. Okay. The value receives painting A. The older brother inherits paintings A, C, and D, which are worth 120,000 in total. Younger brother gets a single painting worth 60,000, half what his brother gets. In the end, the valuer takes home the most expensive painting of all. Isn't that convenient? It looks like you've solved every puzzle in the story mode of this game. Congratulations! Some more fun things to do. Check out the top secret area and weekly puzzles in the bonuses section. Actually, explore everything. Have a great time. Once again, congratulations! That was fun, wasn't it, Luke? It may not seem like the ideal time for a puzzle, but keeping calm in time of stress is vital. I appreciate it, Sir Professor, but right now solving puzzles is the last thing on my mind. Oh, the irony. Look at all this shit that I didn't read. Oh, all of these messages, all of this is actually like from the ending of the game. Like all of that is like actually the ending of the game. Professor, what's that voice? And what's it mean by a story mode? Hey, with the trampoline, we actually got like all of the toys for Sergeant Death then. Again, do we need to do anything extra with Sergeant Death? We have all the toys, but like we already hit the goal. I don't know if we need to do anything else with it. Or if there's like any bonuses for getting like really far. I don't know. I don't actually know. No, go. Oh, go back in. Okay. So now let's go back to the main menu. Now we can go back. So now that we've done all the puzzles, now it's bonus mode time. Ba, 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 ba. So in here, let's choose our file that did everything. So weekly puzzle. This connects to this. This would be like if we were to try and work out how to like restore all of these, that would be like a big bonus thing we would do in the future. Puzzle index. So we get a little yay, yay. It's all gold. I'm pretty sure there's all gold everywhere. So top secret. This is... Ooh! 4,500, we need to do more puzzles for that. And then there's the hidden door, that's the extra online thing. So if we go into Layton's challenges. We have the musician's house, the teen master's house, the animal lover's house, the sweetheart's house. We have another one here. Do I have to do all the others to get to this one, maybe? Test your wits against the hardest puzzles the professor has to offer. Do you have what it takes to solve them all? Probably not, but I have a guide next to me that I can look up and cheat. So, the musician's house. This would be for doing all the cameras. There we go. I'm just gonna open the puzzle index. For this game. Immediately. These are the hardest things in the world. This is shit where it's like, I'm not going to stress too much about it if I can't solve it. I will give it an honest attempt. But like, if I give up, I give up. I actually can't find a puzzle index on this. Damn you, Fandom Wiki, you're terrible. That's alright, I can just click next onto puzzles, at the very least. I can't find a way to get to the list of them. But I am 132 and I can just go next to find them. So we have Coast to Coast, number 139, Coast to Coast. Give this one a try. Coast to Coast. It's like a space ghost. A woman boards a non-stop flight leaving Los Angeles. Oh god, it's a math question. Oh god, it's a high school math question. I'll be terrible at it then. A woman boards a non-stop flight leaving Los Angeles at 12 I assume p.m. and arrives in New York at 8 p.m. 2000 hours. The next day, the same woman leaves New York 1200 hours and flies back to Los Angeles. The flight is unaffected by jet streams and takes the same amount of time to reach its destination as it did the previous day. The time difference means it is always 3 hours later in New York than in Los Angeles. Can you work out what time the plane arrives back in Los Angeles? Oh, this is not that bad. This shouldn't be that bad, considering I have to, like, be aware of what time I stream for people who live in the States. So, okay, so this leaves at 12 and gets there at, 8. But it is 3 hours... It's 3 hours later in New York than in Los Angeles. So it only took 5 hours to get there, right? Because it's 8 hours later that you get there, but the time is later in New York. So it only took 5 hours to get there. So, right? Yes. Because 5 hours after this is 17, and then you add 3 hours and you get to this. So, 5 hours back, you go from here to 12 to here, then over here from 12, 5 hours that way, it's 17. You take off 3, and it will be 14. And it'll be 1400 hours over this side. Which would make sense, because it should be a 6 hour difference between this time for 14 and the 2000.
Let's see if this
Yay! That was worth 70? That was worth 70? Good job! Plane arrives in Los Angeles at 1400 hours due to 3 hour time difference. When it's 12 in Los Angeles, it's 15 in New York. Plane gets in New York at 20, so the duration of the flight must be 5 hours. Flight back to Los Angeles also takes 5 hours, meaning that it arrived at 17 New York time. Right time difference to get the plane's arrival in Los Angeles, 1400. Let's go. Expertly solved, my boy. Alright. Oh fucking Christ, there's another disappearing act. Kill me! No! No, there's another disappearing act. They hit it. They stuck another one up their ass. No. One extra block. The diagram below shows a structure made of 28 blocks. Of these, 27 form a perfect cube, with the remaining blocks sitting on top poking out above the rest. Below it, this diagram sits those same 28 blocks, but this time the cube has been separated into 5 chunks. Can you work out which of the chunks A to E contains the single block that sat on top of all the others? Assume that all 5 chunks fit together as shown, can't be rotated from their current orientation. Oh! They can't be rotated? Oh, that shouldn't... Would that make it... That makes it easier to solve then, I think, doesn't it? I feel like it would be easier to solve if none of it can be rotated. If none of them grab the shark and go get rotated, you idiot, then this should be, hopefully, simpler. Well, it can't be D. Because you can't have D have a spot poke out here. Because there's only one away from the edge, so it can't be those. It could be any other, though. It could be any other, though. So if you're going to have D, D would have to be like one of the one of these filler inner spotter rotas. Words. Okay, so if you were to do that, where would you want them to be? Well, B couldn't be on the bottom then because it's 3 wide, and none of those 3 wide spots would fit next to this being on the bottom. So B can't be on the bottom. So you'd have to have one of the others on the bottom. Say this is like against the side, and you're filling it there, then that would be 1, 2, 3 there. So it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you only have the 2 in there, which none of those could fit into. So I feel like you'd need to have it be this. So then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the bottom. So assume it goes these, like this one here, and that like into that one on top of it. Then that could either be on that side or that side. It just depends on where that would have to be. So your second column is going to have 2 here with 2 here. So that would go 1, 2, 3. You'd have 4 there. You'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then maybe 5, 6 here. And then, yeah, you'd have 1, 2, 3, hit B.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Yay! There we go.
And there we have
Yay!
it.
There we go. The moment that I realized, well, I know where all of the other pieces are going and none of them are sticking out the top. There we go. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, so yeah, D's on this side. What I was saying may not have made sense, but like this diagram is basically what I was doing. The D's are on this side, the A's and the C's together, and then I was counting on the second row. Was like this one, to like touch this one, touch that one, that one. It's kind of like making a U shape. So it only has 3 spots left in there, which has to be these 3. And then it was just like, well, I don't even need to work out the top row. Or I already know that none of these are sticking out the top, and then it's B. Being on the 28th block, we're able to visualize all 5 pieces reforming the original structure. I was able to visualize 4 of them, and then I just skipped to the last one because there's only 1 bit left. Oh god, to disappearing ants next. No. 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 Chad, I don't want to. I don't want to. Get it away from me. No. No wonder it's worth 99. Oh fucking Christ. Of course. Okay. Well, at least we know. At least we know there can't possibly be any more after this. At least we know there can't be any more. And that after this, it's not done. Because you can't get more than this. In a funny way, this actually kind of like minimizes how many starting options you have, because there's only a couple you can do and they all fucking mirror each other. So it has to be that to start with. It has to be that to start with. And then it has to be one of these side things. And now we get into the spec. Actually, no, there's a few options here. No, I don't know what I'm doing. I've left these ones a little alone. Might have slightly fucked up already. I'm wondering about the possibility of this being easier than some of the other ones. Just by nature of there's like less possible moves to make. Just like there's less physical shit to actually go around. So will it get simpler for some of these compared to others? No, I've too focused on one side and I've like, no. I'm doing the exact same thing again, aren't I? Doing the exact same shit again. Disappearing accident. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not even gonna bother. Is it worth doing like an extra story episode at the end of the story and just be like, I'm gonna literally look up half of these puzzles anyway? Probably not, but fuck you. Fuck you. These puzzles do my head in. It's all of these multi-step puzzles. These are the ones that I just like, I do not have the mental space to work this shit out. And I will absolutely fucking cheat. I will cheat so fucking hard, bro. I have the sneaking suspicion that this specific one's gonna have a lot of different possibilities of how to solve it, just because there are so many fucking pieces here. But I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna look it up. I'm just gonna look it up because, yeah. Otherwise we will be here all fucking day. This is 32 steps. This is 32 steps to complete this. You might notice that as a number. That scares me. Thank you, Layton, Fandom Wiki. You might be terrible, but at least you have answers for puzzles like this. Where it is, where it shows me one image at a time. And I can just click between them. And I can just go bam, 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 and then bam. I have to wonder how many of these end up looking similar to the first puzzle by the time you get to the end of this. Because that was like the solution for one of the earlier ones, where it was just like, you just make it look like the first one again with the little cross. This right headphone is really uncomfortable in my ear right now. I've been having a lot of issues lately with trying to get the headphones actually comfortable within my ear. And does that just go bam, bam, bam? Yeah, okay. Bam, bam. Ta-da! Let's go!
This should do the trick.
Let's go! Yay!
Huh.
Look how
Wonderful.
smart I am! Do you see how intelligent I am? Oh. Oh, I crushed it. I crushed it so much. Let's go. Yay. Fuck it. Can't get falling off. There we go. There we go. I did it. I'm smart. Masterfully done. Thank you, Layton. Thank you, Layton. I am master. Nicely done, my boy. Yo, I did it. I did it. I'm so fucking pog. Team Master's house. None of these have numbers on them, thank God. The Scholar's Life. Here, have a look at this puzzle. What the fuck is my hair doing up here? Get out of here. What the hell are you doing? Alright, The Scholar's Life. The following words are written down on a famous mathematician's grave. Following the 1/6 of my life I spent as a child, I spent 1/12 of my life as a young man. Then 1/7 of my life later, I got married. 5 years after I was wed, I was blessed with a child, but sadly he only lived half the time I was alive before passing away. Bro, what the fuck? So sad. He only lived half the time I was alive before passing away. Today, 4 years after his death, I too will depart from this world. I don't think this would be so sad. Can you work out how many years the mathematician lived? So 1/6 of your life was spent as a child, and then 1/12 as a young man. 1/7 later you got married. 5 years after I was wed, I was blessed with a child, but sadly he only lived half the time I was alive before passing away. Today, 4 years after his death, I too will depart from this world. Where do I start? I don't know where to start on this. I mean, I do. It's the 5 years. Because we got 5 years. And, like, obviously I have to start there because it's the only thing that's an exact number. But I don't know where to go from there to try and work out Can I work out as a fraction how many years he spent until, like, what fraction of his life was spent until he got married? How do you add fractions together? How to add fractions. I definitely remember school. How to add fractions. Adding fractions. To add fractions, there are 3 simple steps. Make sure the denominators are the same. Fuck! Fuck! Okay. Well, how the fuck do I make all these the same? It's 6 and 12 is fine. But then it goes into 1/7. You're just an asshole at that point. You're just being a dick. How do I, so this is like 3/12. This is 3/12. I can work that out. How the fuck do I add 3/12 to 1/7? Because I don't think, they don't have a multiplication together. That's like faster than just timesing. That's like, I don't think there's any multiple of 12 that is also a multiple of 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. I don't think there's a multiple of 7 that's also a multiple of 12 outside of 12 multiplied by like 7 multiplied by 12, which is 84. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay. I'm probably going about this the complete wrong way. So 3, my writing's terrible. 3, 12, plus 1/7. So we have to times these by 7. So 21/84, right? 12 by 7 is 84, right? Yeah, 12 times 5 is 60, then 72, then 84, yeah, okay. And then we have to times these by 12. Plus 12/84 equals 33/84. I don't think there's a way of simplifying this fraction. I don't think there's a way of simplifying the fraction 33/84. Because I don't think anything else divides into 33 but 11 and 3. And none of the... Well, actually 80... No, because 84 is divisible by 3. 84 is divisible by... Okay. 84 is divisible by 3. It's 28. So this equals 11 28... All right. We've worked it out. He spent 11/28 of his life before getting married. Before he was married, it was 11/28 of his life. I hope I have that correct. I'm not confident in any capacity. That I do. But it was 11/28 of his life. What is that as a percentage? 11 divided by 28. Just under 40% of his life. Okay. 5 years after I was wed, I was blessed with a child, but sadly he only lived half the time I was alive before passing away. Today, 4 years after his death, I too will depart from this world. I'm now wondering if the fractions at all matter. The fractions at all may not matter. Because you need to work out an age where the child is alive for half of the length of time as the parent. trying to think of a way to, like, work that out with an unknown... Again, the main issue here is, like, I don't know... Like, I don't know math well enough to, like, know where to go to solve this. Like, where... Okay, because, like, Okay, so I have the idea of, like... He got married 11/28 into his life, right? I have that. But I don't know where to go from there. To, like, work out the next step. Because the next step's written in years, not, like, in, percentage. I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of ways to work that out. He only lived half time was alive before passing away. 5 years after I was wed. Well, so, okay, I don't think this is like a great way of working it out. But, like, so 11/28, that's 40% of the way through his life, right? So if it's, like, roughly 40% through his life that he got married, say that 40% through his life is, like, what's a number that's easy to work with 40%? I mean 40, but that's saying that he lived till 100, which possible feels like too high of a number. Because we can dial it in by just chucking in estimates and then just adding years to that, which I think we did this like for a different like age question. Where it's like, okay, let's say, for example, that like at 20 he got married at 20. That would assume he lives to 50. Right? If you say that he gets married at 20, then that would mean he'd live to roughly 50. With being married 40% of the way through his life. Which, if he lives till 50, then 4 years before he dies is 46. Which would mean that his kid would have passed away then at 23. Which 23 years before that, he would have been 23. Which is not 5 years after he was wed. So fuck, you probably didn't live much older than 50 then. Shit. But does that mean he had a kid younger, or wait? Does that mean he got married earlier or later than 20? So like 20, like, so let's go, well, it would want to be even numbers. So he gets married at 22, times that by 2.5. He lives till 55. Which means that minus 4 years from that, his kid dies at 51. Which minus 26 from 51 is 25. Which is closer. Okay. If you got married at 23, you times that by 2.5. It's like 57 and a half, which I'm assuming it's not going to be a round number like that. So it's like, okay, so he gets married at 24. Lives till 60. 4 years before that, he's 56. Which means that he would have which means his kid would have been 27. Which means he would have been 29 when he got married. Which is 5 years before that is 24. which is not the number that I use. Oh, no, 24 is the number I use. 60! You live till 60. So the idea is, like, so he gets married at 24, you plus 5 years, that's 29. He has a kid at 29. 29 is, baby. So 29 is baby. He lives till 60, which minus 4 from that, he was 56. And between 56 and 29 is, no, that's 27 years. Wait, how did I fuck this up? 24 times by 2.5 is 60. 4 years before that is 56, which assumes that his kid was 23. Oh no, assumes that his kid was 28 at the time. But yeah, he's got 20. Fuck. Fuck, that doesn't work either. I'm gonna say 60. I was gonna say 60. I'm wrong.
Just leave it to
I've had an approach.
Oops, that wasn't right.
And I don't think I know how to work this out. $84, and I'm completely off. Okay. I'm looking up the answer. It's 84. I want the game to tell me how to work this out, because I have no idea. I have no idea how, like, whatever I'm working out is completely off base. I have no idea how to even solve this question.
Layton's apprentice strikes again.
The mathematician was alive for 84 years, setting up a linear equation as shown above. Make short work of this puzzle. I don't even know what you've written! I don't even... What do you mean? What do you mean make short work of this puzzle? I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm just thinking of a puzzle very similar to one you just said. Be written upon the grave of Diophantus, famous ancient Greek mathematician. Okay, this is algebra. I forgot how to do algebra. I don't know anything about linear equations. So X is how long he was alive for. So 1/6 of his life, 1/6 of X plus 1/12 of X plus 1/7 of X plus 5 years plus half of X, because between getting married and his kid dying is half of X plus 4. Okay, so you're just meant to solve this algebraically. Like, this game, like, the game tells you nothing about how to solve this equation. Set up this linear equation to make short work of this puzzle. I don't know how to solve that linear equation. I can read it. I don't know how to solve it. I feel like that's punching above what this game's weight should be. We are in the fuck you bonus section of puzzles, so fair. We are in the these are the extra bonus puzzles for nerds. So I do understand. I played Diophantus. So I do understand that's why it's here. But, like, this is straight up algebra, and from what I'm looking at, not the easiest algebra. Because I look at this, I have no idea how to solve this. And the game gives you no way of solving this. Like, the game just says, set up a linear equation to make short work of it. There's so much space over Diophantus here. Just, like, how do I break this down? How do I break down this equation? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea how to break down this equation. So I just have to assume that 84 is the correct answer. Okay. Again, it's one of those moments where it's just like, I understand this is meant to be the hardest puzzles in the game. So they do give more puzzles that are, like, attuned way higher. But that's just a complicated math puzzle. Whereas I feel like the game usually doesn't ask complicated maths of you. The game normally doesn't ask for, like, you can use complicated math to solve some of these other things. But most math puzzles in this game that, like, require maths is, like, counting. Or maybe additions. You can use algebra to solve some of them if you want to, but you don't have to. Where that is just, this is an algebraic equation, it's a linear equation. Fuck you, solve it, and even if you, like, and we're also not going to tell you what you have to do to solve it, like, show you it. And it's like, okay. Maybe the hints do that? Do the hints say that? Try setting up a linear equation when the mathematician's life in years equals x. Would you rather not use hard math to solve this puzzle? Fuck off! Stop! It says, would you rather not have used hard maths to solve this puzzle? Again, stop having hints that are condescending to the player. Whatever player has literally not learned this hard maths, and they don't know how to solve it. By adding together 1/6, 1/12, 1/2, and 1/2 of this man's life, you can express the length of the mathematician's life as fractions minus parts that were 5 and 4 years long. I guess I could have done that. I could have gone from the fractions that I had and added the half because of the baby's life. Oh, I think that's part of where I was going. Wait. I think that's, wait. I think that's part of where okay, let me go back into this. Okay, I also realize a part of this. I'm also realizing a part of this that I misinterpreted, and I don't know whether it's my fault or not. 5 years after I was wed, I was blessed with child, but sadly, he only lived half the time I was alive before passing away. I assumed that meant that the child passed away half of the age he was alive at the age the child was when the child passed away. The actual interpretation is meant to be the child passed away at half of the age that he's also dying. That's why you can use this to go in that linear equation half x. So I didn't get that part for the fraction, because I was working out the fractions and because I was working out the fractions with this. I never got the 1/2 of his life fraction from this, because I assumed that it meant that the child died half the time that he was alive, as in how long he was alive for at the child's death, not half the time that he ended up overall living for. So I didn't get the half because of that. I didn't get the half x because of that. Like, how much, like, is that interpretation or not? Honestly, I don't know. But that's where I didn't get the half from. If I got the, like, cause yeah, 1/6, 1/12, 1/7 plus half. And then all of the remaining time of the life is 5 years between wedding and child, and then 4 years between child and death. You could work it out from there, because then you work out like how long of his life isn't like that 9 years, and then you'd realize, oh, if like say like for that it would have been what, 84 divided by 9 is, what's that? What the fuck is 84 divided by 9? My brain's not working. Wait, can you divide 84 by 9? No. I don't know. But either way, all of those other fractions plus that 9.33. I guess because it's fractions, a third is fine. Again, these are the hardcore, ultra difficult puzzles. I'm already not good at this game. We're doing this because it's fun and I want to see what else is here. I absolutely am not holding myself to any standard of I'm solving all of these genuinely though. and I don't think anyone comes into a bonus episode for Layton with the expectations that I'm solving these puzzles legit. Honestly, my accuracy rate is like 70%. If I solve 70% of an entire Layton game legitimately, I'm proud of myself. If you take the problem 11 times 11 equals 121 and replace the 1s with A's and the 2s with B's, you get AA times AA equals ABA. A similarly generated equation would be AA times AA equals BBCC. Can you work out what A, B, and C in the equal in the equation in the above equation? Values of A and B may or may not have changed from the first example. AA plus okay, so AA times AA equals ABA. Also, just okay. So we're working out AA times AA equals BBCC. Okay. I'm getting out the calculator again for this. Because this will be trill and a roar. So AA times AA equals BBCC. So A is gonna have to be a pretty big number. You're gonna have to have two numbers times together that equal over 1,000. 33 times 33. Okay, so okay. Doesn't have to be that high because it's 33 times 33 is 1,089. Oh, actually, this is really simple trial and error then. AA times AA equals BBCC. You literally just try every number until the number at the end gives you two numbers that are the same at the front and two numbers that are the same at the end. So yeah, as in the first one, 11 times 11 is 121. The fact that B, B, and CC are completely different things to AA and AA is easy. 22 times 22 is not over 1,000. So it's can't be that. 33 we worked out. 44 times 44 is 1936. No. 55 times 55 is 3025. No. 66 times 66 is 4356. No. 77 times 77 is 5929. 00 times 00. Can they all be zeros though? No, they can't all be zeros. They can't all be zeros though. I'll also put 0 into these categories, sadly. 88 times 88. 88 times 88, there it is. 88 times 88 equals 7,744. That's a real easy one.
Here goes.
You just need, if you have a calculator, that's very easy. Because that is just simple trial and error. That is a very simple trial and error puzzle. The numbers work out perfectly if you assign A value of 8, a B value of 7, and C's value of 4. The question may seem daunting at first, but if you bear in mind the potentials of A, the potential values of A, everything starts coming together. I don't know if Layton expects you to have a calculator in your phone, in your pocket. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and work out the maths of how to times 55 times 55. I could do it, but I'm not going to. The last one held algebraic equations. They expect the calculator. Super pancakes! I'll take the pancakes, thank you. How fucking boring you have to be to choose the soup, Jesus. Oh my god, this is Tower of Hanoi again! It's just Tower of Hanoi. How many are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because whether it's on odd or even amount here. Fine, I'm eating the soup right now. Dip your pancakes in there then. Yeah, Tower of Hanoi, like the main thing you have to work out because you can't go immediately is just how many is here, is it odd or even. This will determine what side of this you have to start on. If it's odd, you start on the not finishing thing, and if it's even, you start, no. No, sorry, if it's odd, you start on the thing you finish on. If it's even, you start on the thing you don't finish on. Yeah. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 7, so we start on this one. Bup, bup, bup. Chat, we're gonna be here a while. Because you also have to remember that odd or even aspect when doing this. We're gonna be here a bit though. So now we have 4. So we're starting on our not destination. Trying to remember the pattern that you have to go through to do this. There's like, we're at the level of Tower of Hanoi, where the main thing is remembering what step you have to do next. Because basically, in general, the way that you do Tower of Hanoi, like the actual solution is very simple. But because like each time you do one of, like, I move this, I now have to solve like a mini Tower of Hanoi to get this over here, right? I now have to solve a mini Tower of Hanoi to get this to where I need it to go. So I need to solve like a thing of 5, right? That, like, this is the main thing where Tower of Hanoi becomes long and complicated. Is that you have to basically solve the puzzle multiple times on top of itself every time you're doing it. Oh, sorry, that one goes there. I'm not taking extra steps. We'll be here a bit. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we go. It's gonna. As I said, we're gonna be here a bit. It takes a lot of moves. Again, the example that I go to is in high school. We had a thing where we had to do this, but the way that we had to do this was with heavy truck tires. And it was a 6-tower stack. This is a 7-tower stack, so it's 1 less. But, yeah, we had to do this with a 6-tire stack, and they were like truck tires. And fuck, or with a side of me. God, that takes forever. We're getting there. See, they're starting to stack over that side. They're starting to stack on that side. Was it like PE or something? Oh, no, it was a school camp. We were on a school camp. And that was part of the school. Like, we had a whole bunch of different activities for school camps. Massive swings, like, obstacle climbing courses and stuff like that. But one of them was a team race. I think it was a team race. I've probably told the story multiple times, and I've probably gotten the details different every time. That's just a case of my memory's terrible. But I think it was like a team competition of, like, 2 teams were versing each other. Of, like, 10 people. Of, like, who can do all of this by following these rules. And I was the one person who had done Tower of Hanoi before. So I was like, I know what to do. Trust me, I can keep track of this. Give a quick explanation of what you have to do to make it work. And then just go through the effort of moving the fucking tires. Scrumptious! You gave your stylist quite the workout! I must say, I'm quite impressed with your skills, my boy. Again, the hardest thing with Tower of Hanoi is just once you get up to like 6 or 7 tall, you have to kind of solve the, like, you have to solve many versions of the puzzle on top of it every time. And just remembering which piece has to go where, so you actually make progress and don't have to double back on yourself, is by far the hardest part. Animal Lover's House! 500 pearls! Here, Luke, give this one a try. 500 pearls! Or was it set to travel at a strange task? There are 500 pearls in that cave. I want you to go and bring a certain number of pearls to me. This number allows you to divide the pearls into groups of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, and always have 1 pearl left over. Bring me this number of pearls and you can keep them all for yourself. The traveler tries his best, but the number of pearls you bring back doesn't leave 1 pearl over when divided into groups of 4. Oh, okay. So it's not enough to work out... We're not working out the correct answer. We're working out how he fucked up. Okay. Okay. This number allows you to divide the pearls into groups of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, and always have 1 pearl left over. The number of pearls he brings back doesn't leave 1 pearl left over when divided into groups of 4. How do you manage that? but it leaves one left over when you divide it by 2. Caddis? How? Oh, it might leave more than 1 pearl? I guess that's the trick. Because I was going to say, any whole number that can be divided by 4 equally can obviously be divided by 2 equally. So how do you have a number that you divide into 2 and you have 1 left over, but when you divide into 4, you have none left over? Maybe that's not it. Maybe when you divide it by 4, it leaves more than 1 left over. AKA, it leaves 2 or 3 left over. Okay. Okay. So, we're gonna start this by just writing out multiples of some of these fucking numbers. Plus 1. So we need to write out multiples of like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But each of the multiples are plus 1, because that's the number that we're dealing with. I'm out of water. Gone through a lot of water today. It's concerning because that's my last bottle of water. I literally had like the equivalent of one of these before, like between getting home and streaming. So I've had 2 liters of water in the last roughly 3 hours. Gonna be a catastrophic nightmare when I go pee later. Okay, so 7. Let's work out our 7 times, but each of them are plus 1. 8. 15, 22. Oh, these could possibly go up to 500. I'm not going to be able to write that on here. I'm not going to be able to fit that on here. 29, 36, 40. I can't. I need. There is not enough space on here. I'm opening up a new fucking Excel document. I am opening up a new Excel document. We're doing it. We're doing it this way. We're doing it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. If we go up to G, then we'll be fine. Alrighty. Chat, we're doing this. We're doing this the old-fashioned way. Who is ready for me to bring up the change the window over to my monitor stream? We're doing it this way. We're doing it this way. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 over here. And let's make sure those are aligned so they look nice and good. And let us bold those so they are here. Okay, so we are working out multiples of all of these numbers, but plus 1 on all of them. And then we're going to see which one will fulfill the conditions, what number happens across all of them except for 4. That is our goal. So, for 7, we're going up in multiples of 7, but each one of them is plus 1. 8, 15, 22, 29, 36, 43, 50, 57, 64, 71, 78, 85... This is Excel. I could probably just fucking make it math it out for me, but I don't know how to do that. And working out how to do that will take longer than doing it the way that I'm doing it. Possibly. 106, 113, 120. Have I done this wrong at any point? Once I finish stage 5, I'm going to take a break from it until tomorrow. Possibly I'll post the Discord as test, see if it works and shows it correctly for you. Thank you, Mikey! Am I doing this right? What's 18 times 7? 126. Yeah, I was alright to write 127, so perfect! Yay. I am writing this out correctly. Finding how to do this automatically in Excel will take longer than doing it manually is a fact of life. So fucking true. That is one of the truest fucking things. That is a goddamn universal constant in my life. Jesus Christ. 155, 162, 169. Nice. 176. Okay, so 100. Okay, 7 times by 25 is 175. So I am on the right track. Okay. I will stop at 200 and we'll see. And we'll work out any others from above that because. I hate 7s. 7s are annoying to add by. 7s are always annoying to add by. I do not like adding by 7s. And then 190. And then 197. And then 204. 29 times 7 is 203. I get no. I heard the right 204. I said 204 out loud. Alrighty. Okay. And now for 6. And now for 6. It is 7, 13, 19. Turns out I also don't like adding by 6s. Turns out I also don't like adding by 6s. Adding by 6s is also a butthole. Actually, if I work out 5s and 7s, if I work out 5s and 7s, that'll probably like. Those are the two that are going to be the hardest to combine with the others. So if we just go like 6, 11, 16, 21, 26, 31, 36, 41, 46, 51, 56, 61, 66, 71, 76, 80, 81... 86, 91. There's definitely an easier way of doing this. Shut up. I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it my way, and my way rules, and your way sucks. My way is sick and twin, and your way is lame and. So there's like, again, like there's rules of like how mathematics works in terms of like adding things. Like a number can be divisible by 4 if the last 2 digits are divisible by 4. A number is divisible by 5 if the last digit is 0 or 5. A number can be divisible by... dividing by 3 is the one that still fucks me up because the fact that it's real is ridiculous. A number can be divisible by 3 if the individual numbers of that number add up to 3. I don't know why that works. I feel like it shouldn't because that feels like such pulling shit out of your ass, and yet it works. So like if you have like 932, well, does 9 plus 3 plus 2, does that create a number that's divisible by 3? No, then it's not divisible by 3. The fact that that is real fucks me up, and I don't, and like, it makes me go, what the hell? Dividing by 6 is the same. It just has to be an even number as well. Well, I think specifically, no, I don't. Well, no, it's either, it has to be an even number. I was about to say it has to be an even number or it has to be divisible by 2. Number's divisible by 2 if it's even. So it's the same fucking thing. But yeah, if a number is even and also can be divided by 3, then it can be divisible by 6. It's so, like, it's one of those math rules where it's just like, why the fuck is this real? Why the fuck is this real? Do we have any numbers? Oh, 176. So 176 is both divisible by 7 and 5. With 1 left over. But it's not divisible by 6 with 1 left over. Because it would be because that'd have to be 175. 175, you can't divide it by 6. So we need an odd number, then. We'll need an odd number because we need to take 1 off and have that be divisible by 6. So is there any odd number? 141. But no, that's going to be, no, because that would have 1 left over for 4. Because 40. It'd be 140 to have 1 left over for divided by 4, and 140 is divisible by 4. Because the last 2 digits are divisible by 4. Go, okay. Trying to see, is there any other numbers here that line up that are the same on these? Do I have to go even higher? Oh god, I might have to go higher. I might have to go higher. 186, 191, 196, 201. Oh god. Gross! Gross! Gross. I'm bringing up my phone because I'm that lazy. 211 plus 7, 218. I do like quick math calculations in my head all day at work, and I want to get home and do more of it. So I will use my phone for the endless additioning that we're going to be doing here. Plus 7, 246. So how was your day, everyone? I was training people at work. Wasn't much more than that, really. There are more agents, like, not agencies, because they're all like supermarkets and stuff. There are other places that are getting Lotto installed, and they don't have anyone at their work who sells Lotto. So head office Lotto sends people out to my store if they like live around the area. So I train them how to do Lotto for like a week before they go to their shop and then start selling Lotto at their business. So that ends up happening over there. Mine's been typing all day. Trying to think of the type of way. If I wanted to be divisible by 5 and 7 at the same time, and divisible by and if I want this to be if I want to do this 5, 6, and 7 at the same time, this is the main one I've got to work out. I can do this without typing all of this out. My brain latched onto a thought process there and then completely forgot it. It can't be, so it can't end in a 6. The number can't end in a 6. It has to end in a, because if it ends in a 6, minus 1 from that is a 5. So it can't be divisible by 6. So it has to, because it's not an even number. So it has to be so the number in the 5s column can only be 1 or 6. So it has to be a 1 at the end, so it goes to a 0. But it also means that the number in front, like in the 10s column, has to be an odd number because it can't be divisible by 4. So we need a number. So we need a number that's for 5, where it's like 1 at the end and then an odd number here, which like 191. So yeah. So basically every like 20 from like 171, 191. Is what we're looking for here. So if it ends in 1 here, we're just gonna check like the digit there. 1, 8, no. Although now I'm wondering if even this is gonna be possible, because I don't think if I keep adding up that any of those numbers will do that. That'll be 316, 323. 330. I may be on the wrong track for how to solve this. I may be on the wrong track of how to solve this. Then. No, 351. Okay, 351. I'm assuming it's 351. So 351. So we divide 350 by 7. Divide, not times. That's 50. 350 divided by 6? No, it's not. No, you can't divide 350 by 6. Because it's not divisible by 3. God damn it! Okay. Okay. 351 plus 7. There's a faster way to work this out. This is my brain struggling to like work out what that is. 365. I feel like it's gonna be a high number then. Turns out this man has just graded it and tried to do one of the highest numbers up to 500 that does this. Not 77. 379. 386. Not 77. 393. 400. 407. But now it's gonna land on 21. Now it's just gonna land on 421. Because now it just lands on 421. But then that's still divisible by 4 with 1 left over. So then 428. And then 435. When's the next time this has a 1 at the end? When does the next time this have a 1 at the end? 442, 449. 456. 460. Wait, 461? No, that's wrong. No, I've added this wrong up somewhere here. 462. What am I thinking? No. Where have I fucked this up? $463. 460. 470. 477. 484. 491. So 490 divided by 7 is 70. This is still not divisible by 6. Okay, I don't know then. Fuck. I thought I was onto something here. I'm not. For a number to be divisible by 5 with 1 left over, it has to end in 1 or 6. For a number to be divisible by 6 and have 1 left over while still being doing it by 5, it has to end in a 1. Right? Again, the fact that the 5's included here, so every, like, if it's divisible by 5 with 1 left over, numbers that are divisible by 5 just end in 5 and 0. So it has to end in a 6 or a 1. But to be divisible by 6 and have 1 left over, it has to, and also to fulfill 5, it has to end in 1. Because if you can't, like, if it, can it end in 6 and have 1 left over? No, because there's no number that ends in 5 that's divisible by 6. Because a number can only be divisible by 6 if it's even and divisible by 3, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So it has to end in 1. So it has to be a digit, a number that ends in 1. But out of all of the ones that do it for 7, I can't see any. Because 490 is not divisible by 6. 490 is not divisible by 6. 420 is divisible by 6, but 420 is also divisible by 4. With 1 left over, so that doesn't work either. But 350 is also not divisible by 6. And 281 is, but again, that runs into the issue. No, 280 is divisible by 6. No, 280 is not even divisible by 6. Where have I gone wrong with this then? 210? 210. I think I just missed it. I think it's 211. I think I just went right past it without, like, acknowledging this one then. 211. So say you take 211. So you're taking 1 off. So 210 is divisible by 7, that's 30. Divisible by 6, that's 35. Divisible by 5 is 42. Divisible by 4 gives you 2 left over. Sorry, gives you 3 left over for 211. It is divisible. It's 211. It's 211. Because you go 211 and you divide, like, you're minus 1 for your 1 left over. 210 is divisible by 7 30 times. It's divisible by 6 35 times. It's divisible by 5 42 times. It's divisible by 3 70 times. And it's divisible by 2 105 times. But if you try to divide it by 4, you get 52 and a half. Which that half is 2 pearls left. Plus the one that's already there, you end up with 3. It's 210. I just missed this number. Just trying to go past all of these. I just went past and I didn't acknowledge 211 when I wrote it. My bad. We worked it out though. We worked it out, though. I was trying to use the rules of how numbers work and how I know they work. I just didn't know a quick way of doing that. It's 211, though. And if it's not, I'm going to cry.
Here goes.
Yay! That's 211. It's
That was
914.
almost too easy.
Well, that one took a while, but I at least did it properly. Turns to 211. Travelers must be a number between 1 and 5. Travelers' number must be between 1 and 500. And one more than a number that is divisible by 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. The quickest way to find this number is to make up a list of multiples of 7 up to the limit of 500. I did it the exact way they said it. I actually did it the exact way they said it. I did it the exact way they said it. The 7 one is the one you have to work out from because there is no easy rule to work out how to divide something by 7. I think there technically is something you can do, but it's fucked. That because dividing by 7 doesn't have a quick and simple nasty rule the way that the others do. The quickest way to find this number is to make up a list of multiples of 7 up to the limit of 500. Then see if those numbers are also divisible by the other numbers. This takes quite some time unless you realize that any number divisible by 6 is also divisible by 2 and 3. So you really only have to compare your numbers of 7 against 6 and 5. If only the traveler had brought back 421 pearls. There it is. And the 421 was the correct answer. Because it's a wizard, and this wizard smokes grass every day, and he would have been very happy with the 420 number. Yay! Okay, I was wondering if there was meant to be an easier way of, working out the 7 part, and no, there wasn't. Their actual recommended solution is make a list of numbers that are divisible by 7 up to 500. I did that, I just missed when it was the right, when I had the right answer. I didn't consciously acknowledge when I did that. All right, angles in a box. Angles in a box. On the diagram below, A, B, and C indicate the center point of 3 edges of the cube. These points are connected by lines. How many degrees is the internal angle ABC at the point where lines AB and BC meet? Huh? Huh? A, B, and C indicate the center point of 3 edges on the cube. Oh, okay, yeah. 135? 135. That's my gut instincts, not an actual working
Let's
out.
see if this works.
No. No.
Looks like I botched that one.
Because I was just thinking it's going to be a 90 degree, and then it's going to be halfway between the next 90 degree. Between 90 and 180, which is 135. I was gut instincting it. How many degrees is the internal line angle ABC at the point where lines AB and BC meet? $135? I'll be honest, I don't know how it's not 135. I was trying to think of a cube. Good enough demonstration for cube. So it goes from... Well, it's not... Actually, no. Cube would be a lot easier. I don't have a cube on my desk. Chat, I need to buy one of those tungsten cubes that streamers always buy when their chat takes them on to websites to buy shit. I need one of those tungsten cubes, but I don't have any tungsten cubes. I don't know a cube. Cubes don't exist in your life. Cubes aren't real. Like, I don't have any. I don't have any cubes. But like, I say you got the cube, right? Because like my main thought process, if I get like this side, like, then we'll cut it off at the cube, is that like, because the main thing is like the line goes up this way. Like it goes up a flat way that way and then cuts across that way. So it's like going along that way on the top and then coming down flat that way. So like you have that line into this line, and I don't know what that angle means exactly. Give me a hand on this one. 3 points, edges, center cubes. Think about what the other center points. What would happen if you connected center point, continue connecting center points in this fashion? Oh, you'd make a hexagon. Because you'd go, and then you'd connect to here, to here, to here, to here. You'd make a hexagon? Is that the idea? Okay, but the problem is I don't remember what angle a hexagon's angles are. I don't remember that. I'm Googling that. Perfect hexagon angle. Perfect hexagon angle. 120. 120. If it's a hexagon, 120. If it's making a hexagon, it's 120.
Let's see if this.
Yay! Okay.
Piece
Okay.
of cake.
Pretty close to 135. I mean, looking at the angle, I knew like it was gonna have to be close to that. Yeah, there's 130 degrees. Yeah, if you continue to connect the middle points to the edges, you draw a regular hexagon, and the internal angles in regular hexagons always 128 degrees. Oh, okay. I'm visually getting it backwards. I'm visually getting it backwards in terms of like my confusion with this line here. They're using these two sides of the cube as like their okay. Okay. I was connecting it because I was mentally connecting it to the ones down the front here, so I wasn't sure like how it would be a regular hexagon. But they're connecting it to those sides. That makes more sense. Okay. Because even with the way I was doing, I'm just like, I know it's a hexagon, but I don't know how it's a regular hexagon. But okay, yeah, going this way. I was going down to these sides. But if you go down to that side, then yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Then these ones, okay, that's fair. Fair. I was visualizing it backwards. Understandable. Understandable. Sliding Labyrinth. I'm immediately just pulling up the wiki for this one. Cube became hexagon. I am just immediately pulling up the wiki for this one. Oh my god, chat, can you believe I know how to solve this puzzle before it's even started? Oh my god. Matt thinks an underground labyrinth, but it's all scrambled. It's up to you to put in proper order again. Tunnel segments at each piece must meet the tunnel edges of adjoining pieces. Only times tunnel segments can lead outwards without touching any other segments, or when they enter entry points. Tunnels can't dead end at walls otherwise. Wait, so tunnel segments of each piece must meet up with the tunnel edges of adjoining pieces. The only time tunnel segments can lead outward without touching other segments are when they're the entry and exit points. Okay. So this has to be in the middle then? Because otherwise it'd be touching the edge at some point. Okay. This one might actually be possible to just solve. That didn't help me, actually. How do I do that? Okay. Okay, so here's the biggest issue with this puzzle. Is that, like, I could probably work out the solution of, like, where the pieces should be. Trying to get them there? Trying to get them there is gonna be another puzzle entirely. Getting them to where they need to be is a different puzzle. Might be here for a bit. Hey! Let's go!
Let's see if this.
Let's fucking go!
That was almost too easy.
I did it! Yeah! Woo! I solved the slide puzzle without any hints. And you can tell I didn't use any hints because if I used hints, I wouldn't have taken over 200 moves. Very nice. Seeing which pieces connect to others is easy, but getting them all to touch can be tough. Again, it's similar to a Rubik's Cube in trying to, like, in terms of mentally work out, okay, what order of pieces do I need to move to swap something to another spot while being able to put everything else back the way that it was. And I didn't exactly work out how to do that, but what I did work out was how to fuck with it enough to, like, tell if I'm there. Whew, Jesus. My God. Ugh. The brain workout. The brain workout. 8 cards. Knight's Tour. We have one last Knight's Tour. Jesus Christ. Ow. 8 cards. Here, have a look at this puzzle. These cards, numbered 1 to 8, can be used to make 2 multiplication equations. One is given here, but can you work out the second one? 453 times 6 equals 2,178. Is there a quick way of doing this? Is there a quick way of doing this? I don't know if there's a quick way. We could use our rule of dividing things into multiplication things and see if that works. That we learned from our earlier stuff. We know it's not 5 because the last digit hit can't be 5 or 0 here, so we know it's obviously not 5. If it's 7, die. What's the rule for can be divided by 8? I forget the rule for dividing by 8. Rule of a number being divisible by 8. I forget. I forget the one for 8. I forget the one for 8. Oh, there is apparently several divisibility rules for 7. I've just never learned any of them. They're all complicated as shit. Subtracting 9 times the last digit from the rest gives a multiple of 7? Subtracting 9 times the last digit from the rest gives a multiple of 7? It is a number that's divisible by 7? Fucking what? Okay. If the hundreds digit is even, the number formed by the last 2 digits must be divisible by 8. No, that's a basic one. That's not the real one. No, because that's what. No, it's not a conditional one. Oh, well, the last 3 digits are 8. That's for thousands. Well, maybe this is that. If 100 digits is odd, the number obtained by the last 2 digits must be 4 times an odd number. There's so many there are divisibility rules up to 30? There's divisibility rules for some if a number's divisible by 29? Okay, all of these divisibility rules are incredibly complicated. There are a lot of divisibility, like, there are divisibility rules for divisible by 29. But, like, the divisibility rule for 29, for example, out of the 4 options, one of them is subtract 26 times the last digit from the rest. So, example, 1015. 101 minus 5 times 26. But yeah, so subtract 26 times the last digit from the rest. And if that number's divisible by 29, then it's divisible by 29. So 1015, 101 minus 5 times 26 equals 101 minus 130, which equals minus 29. And 29 is divisible by minus 1. So therefore, 1015 is divisible by 29. What the fuck? And like, some of these divisibility rules are just like really basic. Because like, yeah, of course that would work, but it doesn't really help. Like, how do you work out if a number's divisible by 26? If it's divisible by 2 and 13. Yeah, of course if it's divisible by 2 and 13, it's going to be divisible by 26. Because that's just 2 times 13. But I don't know the divisibility rule for 13. Because the divisibility rule for 13 is form the alternating sum of blocks of 3 from right to left, and the result must be divisible by 13. Like, it's cool that people have worked these out. But I like my ones for numbers up to 10, thank you. And even then, I don't know the 7 one. because I don't know about adding the last two digits to twice the rest gives a multiple of 7. For example, 483,595. Take the last two digits. 95 plus 2 times the 483,595. So you get 4,835 equals 9,765. You take the last two digits of that. 65 is 2 times the rest of it, which is 97, which gives 259. Which goes then, yeah, 259, which is 59 plus 2 times 2, which equals 63. And 63 is divisible by 7. So therefore, 483,595 is divisible by 7. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that off the top of my head. There are so many more divisibility rules that I realized. Fucking Christ. There are so fucking many. So this one I knew, for 9, the sum of the digits must be divisible by 9. It's similar to the one for 3, where the sum of the digits has to be divisible by 3. Anyways, how does that apply to this? How does that apply to this? So what was the divisibility rule for 8? I already forgot. The last 3 digits are divisible by 8. No, that's not, no. If the hundredth digit is even, the number before the last digit must be divisible by 8. Or if the hundredth odd digit is odd, the number obtained by the last 2 digits must be 4 times an odd number. I'm just gonna chuck 8 in here and see what we can do. Actually, I don't know what I do. I don't know if I want to do that. That's scary. I'm gonna get out the calculator and treat him. 123. Just as a baseline. 123 times by 8 is 984. What if I did 132? 1,056. Okay, we need a much bigger number. 213. 213 times by 8, 1074. No. 231 times by 8, 18. No. Like, we need numbers in the 4,000, so 321? 321 times by 8? That's still 2,000. Okay. But what if I go 421 times by 8? That gives us 3368. Which is still lower than what I can make here. What if I do this? 431 times by 8. That gives us 3448. Oh, line, I can't make the 3 because of that. Because I don't have the 3 there. 425 times by 8. 3,400. No. I don't know how to do this one easily. I don't know how to work this one out, like... Okay, straight up, I just don't know how to work it out. I don't know, like, a method of working this out. Outside of, like, throwing shit at a wall. I can't think of a way of doing this where it's like, oh, here's a logical procession of order of events to do. I can't come up with one for this. The number on the right of the equation has 4 digits, the first of which is 1. The number on the right of the equation has 4 digits. Yeah, it has to be. But the first of which is 1. Okay, that actually helps. That narrows it down a lot. Okay. So we're looking for something that adds up to 1,000. Okay. Whatever we're doing only goes up to 1,000. The fact that it's telling us to just chuck in a number here as opposed to here's how to start working it out tells me that this is just a random bullshit go method and not anything more than that. It is just random bullshit go. 245 times by 7. 715. It's a little there. 246. 1722. 248. 179. 253. No. The last digit in the answer is 6. Okay. I still don't know if there's meant to be a way of working this out, or you just trial and error. Because I can't think of how you're meant to, like, actually solve this, other than just you try shit until something works. $234, $235. Well, I don't think it can be times by 7. Wait! Ends in 6. Stage 5 complete now. Take a break till tomorrow. Hard to tell who's doing harder stuff right now, you or me. Divisible by 6. What numbers are divisible by 6? Give me another hint. Single digit multiplier is 3. Okay. Again, it's not even giving me any methods of like how to work this out. So I don't know if there's a way to work this out without just trying a lot of shit. And I don't know, I find that as interesting. Okay. So, okay, 1 plus 6 is 7, right? 1 plus 6 is 7. So whatever, we need 2 numbers here that added together are what? 1 below being divisible by 3. Not quite that, no. Not quite this. Wait. 13, 14, 15, 16. That's not even right. Jesus Christ. I can't. This adds up to 7. So whatever I put in has to be 2 above a divisible by 3, which is 1 below a divisible by 3. 7 and 2 is 9. Do the 2 of these add up to 8? No. The 2 of these add up to 11. No. No. What? Well, that's not... Okay, no, well, it can't be... What about that way? Wait. 285 times by 3? No. No. Chuck the 2 here. 1 plus 2 plus 6 is 9. And none of these numbers are divisible by 3, so it can't be any of that. So the 2 has to be over here somewhere. 2 has to be over here somewhere. I don't like the kind of puzzle where it is just throwing shit at a wall until something sticks. Because I don't feel like I'm solving anything. I feel like I'm trialing and erroring until I come across something. I don't feel like I'm solving a puzzle right now. I feel like I am slapping my dick and seeing if anything comes. And like, yeah. So 5's definitely also over here. Just from what I'm working. Trying to work out numbers that can shove into here that make this number divisible by 3. Which is, does the addition of these numbers add up to 3? You can't chuck in 1, 6, and 5 and then have 8, 4, or 7 go into there and make it divisible by 3. Okay, no, it is. No, 7 and 4. I'm relatively confident in this. 1746 divided by 3. Oh, 582. I was on the right track.
Here goes.
Again, it feels like I'm throwing shit at a wall. I don't know how you're meant to solve it. It just feels like yeah. Like, it doesn't, so it doesn't give you anything about, like, here's how to solve this. It's just, try stuff until you get this. It doesn't feel like I'm solving a puzzle. It feels like I'm putting a smattering on a wall and seeing what happens. Feels like it'd be some famous puzzle from history or something. This doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like I'm solving a puzzle. It feels like I'm trying stuff until something works, which is not quite puzzle solving. Number cycle! There's a pattern to this cycle of numbers. What number should go in place of the question mark? Oh, I hate these things. These two men are trapped in eternal torment of numbers. Relieve their pain and suffering. Okay. 4 times 4 to 16, like, is an obvious thing, right? 16 to 37 is like... These two numbers added together is 7. Okay, so this was kind of my thought process. Of, like, my immediate process was something from the first number you do to the second number. You do something to the first number to the second number. But it can't be, like, times the first number by the second number, because, like, 4 times 4, that would be that, because they're both the first and the last. Well, like, 2 times 0 is obviously not gonna work, or anything like that. Try to find a rule that uses digits from one number to create the next number in the cycle. Obviously! That's what the puzzle is! That's what the puzzle is! Obviously! Helpful! Thank you. What's the... Can I have a hint? The hint is you should try and solve the puzzle. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor. I can't come up with any rules that are, like, consistent across all of them. Like, times first digit by second digit. Because that makes 4 go into 16, but, like, 6 times 1 is 6. So then I would think add the 1 and the 6 to get 37, but then I don't know how you'd get the 30. Try squaring the individual digits of each number first. Add the square of every digit together? Four squared is 16. 1 squared plus 6 squared. Yeah, 36 plus 1, 37. 7 squared. Okay. Yeah, okay, so yeah, because that's 9 plus 49. It's a 50. Okay. Okay, the number applies to itself. Because I was about to say, like, 4 to 4 goes to 16, I can see that. And the 1 and the 6 go to the 7, but I can't see, like, how to go from there. And, like, I can see, like, doubling the 2 gets to the 4. No, that's too much stuff you can do to a number. I'm not a math pervert. But yeah, so yeah, 1 plus 16 plus 25 is 42, which is 16 plus 4, which is 20. Yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. Okay, so it is 25, okay, so yeah. 5 times 5 is 25, 8 times 8 is 64, and this adds up to 89. And just to double check ourselves, 89 is 64. Plus a plus. That's a plus. Is 64 plus 81. Which, yeah, okay. It's 81. 81. Okay. Squaring the number. There was something I'm just like, I can see that it's individual digit. What?
Whoops. That wasn't right.
What? What? Wait, did I type in the number wrong? Like 25 plus 64. Oh, 89. Oh, 81 was the fucking... I think I just typed that in completely wrong. No, 81 was 9 times 9. That's what I was thinking of. It's 89. Yeah, I could tell it was like separate the digits and do things to that to them, but I couldn't work it out. Squaring them was just like, oh, you add in another number of the same type by squaring it. That's what it is. There we go. Square each digit and number, then add these values together to find the number next number in the cycle. There it is. You got me, video game, on that one. You got me. You got me. The Knights to a 4. I don't want to do this one. I've done enough Knights Tours. It's just the entire board! It's the entire board. This reminds me of a video I saw a while about the same game where the dev was convinced they created Knights 2 of the puzzle. Not quite, my friend. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. You did not invent this puzzle. I'm so close. I don't want to fuck it up. I'm having to like really think through my steps. I'm so close. But I think I've already fucked it up. Wait. No! No! I think I encircled myself too much at the end. Fuck. Can I eventually solve this by just doing this all day? Is it possible to eventually just happen upon it Because I surely can't imagine they expect you to actually, like, sit there working this out, right? Surely not. Surely they don't expect you to actually sit there and work out what you're meant to do for this, right? I get to this point and I start panicking. If I go there now, I'm trapped. I'm trapped anyway. We're really fucking things up now. Like, it's gonna get so close so many times. Because I'm pretty sure there's many, many, many different ways to do this. Because the board is so huge. This is not, it's not like some of the earlier Despairing Acts where it's like, there's one correct solution. Or like two, but they're like literally just mirrored versions of each other. Aha, break out. Aha. Trying to work backwards from like, if I'm ending here, because once I'm here, I can't do anything else. So, okay. If I end here, how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this has to be 8, right? Which means that the only spot here is this is 7. Which means this has to be 6. I don't think there's anything else. No. Which means this has to be last. 5, 4, 3. I don't think this is possible then. Yeah. Because, like, I do not have the mental capacity of keeping a track of enough stuff in my brain to, like, get to a point where I start trying to actively work it out. Like, it's just, like, not something that this does for me. But what I can do is get to a point where I start recognizing patterns of recognizing what can and can't work, like, more intuitively kind of thing. Just a small, easy, over 19 quadrillion possible solutions. And I somehow haven't accidentally fucked up and landed on any of them. Oh, I fucked up. Can I go back one step? Can I go back one step? Fuck, I ruined it. Because there'd be so many ways to get to that end point. That's mainly, like, that's what it comes down to. It's just about, like, recognizing when you're near the end and, like, leaving things behind. Which, working out backwards of, like, where you have to finish is the right way to work that out. It's just, you know, recognizing when I'm even that close. This is why the ball one would be way better with the under reverse button. Yeah. Like, this one should absolutely have a button for reverse. Just because there are so many steps. Clear this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this has to. If we say this is 9, because only one spot can go to here, which is this 8. Which this has 2 potential options of a 7. Okay, so from here, what's the only spot that can land here? So this is X and this is Y. You have to land on the X before the Y. So if I go here, I'd go here, then here. No, not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, I can land here from here as well. No, there's actually 2 spots. No, there's 2 spots that can go from there to there. Okay. So if I go here, I can come back out. Okay. Okay, so here we're just gonna draw over this. I feel like this could be possible. We're just gonna draw until we like work out a solution and see if it's possible. The main thing to remember is that I can go from here. Either of these will take us to this spot here. So, okay, if I go here, say I go here, I could go to here, to here, to here. Because then I can only go to there, and I've used the 2 spots to get to here. Is there any spots here that I can only get to from 1 spot? Again, this may not be possible from this point. I may have already fucked it up, but... Oh, this one. Can I get to this from any spot other than this? I don't think so. I think the only way to get to this is, yeah, this one. So I think this has to be last then. So this would have to be 9 and this would have to be 8. Where... Oh, no, this isn't possible then. I don't think this is possible from this point then. I think once I start moving, I don't think I can land on here again. So I can only land on here now, but I have to land, but this is the last spot. Because there's no other spots from here that are possible, I don't think. Because the only ways from here would be, like, this spot here... where I am now. Yeah, and there. No, I don't think this is possible for me. So the biggest problem is I always trap myself in the middle and don't leave enough room for me to go around. So clearly the clearly the correct way to do this is to just jump everywhere and never lock myself out of anywhere. You might be surprised to learn that it feels like this method is less viable. This is a slightly less viable method. Does this puzzle have, like, a classic solution? Like, oh, part of the puzzle was this. And there's like a classic historical puzzle of just like, oh, always choose this type of option. And then you'll eventually do a big hack and succeed. Is there like a known, oh, that's what you're meant to do to manipulate this into winning. Oh, stars above. So again, I feel like I'm close here, but I feel like that's copium. I feel like it's copium that I'm close here, but... I made a battleship. I think I've put myself in the same situation where it's like, this can only be reached by this spot, and the only way to reach this spot is from where I am right now. I think I've put myself in the exact same position as I have frequently done when I get to this spot section. No! When do I give up? When do I stop? When do I look up an answer? Because the thing is, like, it looks like I'm close, right? It looks like I'm close. But because of the kind of puzzle this is, I may be a million miles away. There could be a thing that I'm just not doing that's making sure that every single ending is impossible. Because of the way I'm going about it. Did I literally do the entire board the exact same way twice just then? I think I did. I think I literally got the same ending that time. That's almost impressive that I could, like, that I managed to repeat myself that closely. I'm back to this one again! I'm back in the fucking building again! God damn it! I'm back in the fucking building again! Have I done this? Have I done this? Although, now that I think about it, I wonder if that's like a legit strat of just like, oh, you did like a 4x4 Knights tour earlier in the game. So just work out how to reduce it down to a 4x4 Knights tour. Just like never touch any of the Center 4 and just do that, and then you just have a 4x4 Knights tour to solve. There goes into the Center 4. It's kind of like legitimately my plan at this point is just no. I keep doing this where I end up having to jump into the middle. Just try to never jump into the middle 4x4 grid. Oh, it was the final. I was getting to the end with a pattern I didn't recognize. God damn it. It's like, pattern I don't recognize. Could this? No, 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 it can't. No, it can't. No! God damn it! got one left. We've not done that yet, I don't think. Troll the entire fucking board. Give it up for the worst one yet. Again, the concern that I have is that I am getting close, but there's like a crucial mistake that I keep making as I approach like the last 12 to 16 spaces that I'm not catching myself on doing. Oh, we're back to this one. I made the spaceship again, though. I did make the spaceship again, though. For fuck's sakes. Not what I meant! I made the... I did the exact same thing! I don't even know how the fuck that's possible. That I end up just doing the exact same one. How do I even accidentally do that? Wow! Wow! Okay. We got a new record for earliest end at least. Jesus. Dear God. Okay, that's got to be impressive. Why can't the challenge be work out how to soft lock yourself in the fewest amount of moves possible? Why can't that be the challenge? I'd be fucking great at that. Why can't that be the tour that the night goes on? Oh, we're doing the same thing again here. So I'm just gonna divert and dodge the catastrophe before it starts. Maybe that's the key. Maybe you want to keep something out really far that you want to jump to, like... No. No, that was not... That ain't it at all. I need to, like, recognize some shape that once, like, that amount of blocks is clear, solves it, and then just, like, aim to hit everything but that. Like I was doing the 4x4 grid, but something a bit more defined. Where I just be like, I know this shape, how to solve this shape for the final bit, so just play through trying to wipe out everything that isn't that shape. Chat, I'm back in the fucking building again. I want to look at, like, the last, like, 2 steps. What shape are you trying to get? That's, like, what shape are you trying to get for the last couple of steps? Doesn't help. Trying to work out what the last steps are, I'm like, doesn't really help. Looking at this, I already know it's not possible. I don't want to follow the steps one by one. There's so many of them. But I keep getting so close, but not close enough to actually get within solving range. No! No! Penis butt farts, man. Penis butt farts. Come on! Let me, like, it's close enough. Give it to me. No. No. Rawr. I think at some point, I think soon I'm gonna have to concede. I don't want to look. I don't want to rely on the answers, but I think I have to for this one. Like, I could get this if I went at it enough, but we are at a point where I'm like, again, I'm throwing myself at a wall. I'm throwing myself at a wall, hoping something will happen, and it's just. Too many combinations without me seeing. Again, this is the bonus episode shit. I'm totally fine with this being the type of stuff that I look up answers for. I'm more than okay. I'm more than okay with that. I'm more than okay with that. We're doing this so we can see all the different shit that is available and the types of stuff they push you to. And if I do a bunch of it, then I'm happy. If I can't get it all done, because it is the hardest of the hard, that's fine. That's fine. I can admit when the game is too hard for me, and post-game lateness is going to be there. Hell, base-game Layton has enough puzzles where that happens. It's not like it's anything near me looking up answers for Layton. It's like, that happens anyways in the base game. Again, I think, as I've said before, it's just like, I think it's a commitment to how well Layton games are made that I look up as little as I do. The fact that me, a person who isn't intelligent, and not good at puzzles, is able to do as many different types of puzzles as well as I can. Across the entire game, where the genre of the puzzles is changing so much across the entire experience. I think it's a commendation to how well, like, 80% of the puzzles in these games are. And as I've mentioned, like, ad nauseam at this point, puzzle games are the type of game, like puzzles are usually things that are pretty niche in terms of, one, people liking them in general, but two, the types of audiences they have. People who like puzzles usually only like certain types of puzzles, and this is a puzzle game that thrives on variety, and the fact that, you know, it does have variety as well as it does is impressive. But we are in post-game, and dumb bad. So, you know, lay off my dick. So we're getting a very different kind of shape here at the end compared to any of the times I was doing this. It's a very different kind of patterning going on here. Again, I don't know if this is meant to be the type of puzzle that you, like, go in with an exact, like, knowledge of, like Tower of Hanoi, I go, like, oh, I know exactly what I need to do. I just need to, like, work out where to start with that. I don't know if that's the type of approach you're meant to have to these types of puzzles, or if it's meant to be a throw yourself at it until it works kind of deal. Yay! There we
Just
go.
leave it to me.
Yay!
Layton's apprentice strikes again.
Yeah, above my pay grade. Absolutely above my pay grade. Again, it's literally like the final puzzle for this section. Like, of course, it's gonna be above my pay grade. Of course, it's gonna be above that. The Puzzle Doctor's House has been added to Layton's challenges. The final set. The Puzzle Doctor's House. Hey! Isn't that straighter? Yo. John scored the card tournament and Ultimate Escape. Ultimate Escape, I swear to God, Ultimate Escape's gonna be a sliding puzzle, isn't it? Ultimate Escape's gonna be a sliding puzzle, isn't it? Yeah, Trader's House. Yeah, we're going back to Trader's House. Hey. John's score. 4 students took a test where every question had 2 possible answers, A or B. Each question was worth 10 points for a total of 100 points. Students' test results were posted as seen below, but the teacher forgot about John's score. John was heading to the teacher's office when Mary called him back, saying they can determine his score using the results from the others' tests. Can you work out John's score? So this is a complicated game of Mastermind? Is this a complicated game of Mastermind? Of being like, okay, so Mary got 7 correct. Dan only got 50 correct, and Lisa got 30 correct. So the first thing we look for is, what do Mary and Lisa have in common? Do they have more than 4 in common? Okay, so B, okay, B, A. Okay, so they both got A there. B and A, B and A, B and B. B and B, A and A, B and B. Right? B, B, A, B, 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 A, B, B. Okay. So that is what Mary and Lisa got in common, which is 1, 2, 3. They got 6 in common. So that must mean, assuming my math can be correct on this, all of Lisa's correct answers are within these 30. All of Mary's wrong answers are within these 30. So what does Dan, what do Dan and Mary have in common? B, 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 A and A and B, B and A and B, B and B, A and A, and B, B, A. So they have 4 in common. Okay. Double checking my Mary and Lisa ones. B, B, A, A, B, 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 A, A, B, B. Yeah, all of Mary's wrong answers have to be within this, which also, like, all of Mary's wrong answers have to be within these 6. Across these 3, across these 6, 3 of them have to be wrong. And then the other 3 have to be right. Trying to think of ways of like being surefire about where to go from here in terms of like knowing, oh, this must be correct, this must be wrong. EC tree, EC tree. So everything that Mary and Dan answered the same, Lisa also answered the same for that. I can think of so many approaches to go from here, but I can't think of which one's going to be, like, a way that ensures I know which one's right and which one's wrong, is the issue. That I'm, like, struggling to, like, internalize. I'm trying to... I can't piece something together here. Like, I'm grasping at mental straws, trying to be like, where's this... Like, where do I go from here? And anywhere that I work, anything that I'm thinking of is just, like, either going to take a long time to work out, which means I'll get confused, or it's going to be a case of... Does that guarantee anything? Because, like, what we know is that out of Mary's 6 answers, she says with Lisa... The 3 wrong ones have to be there. Right? Does it have to be there? I'm really struggling here. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, if Mary and Lisa's answers, out of the 6 that they share, 3 of them are wrong, why do 3 of them have to be wrong? Why did I say that? Because I guess it means if one of the other ones that Mary got wrong, Lisa got right? Guess that could make sense? Maybe? I'll be honest, I'm completely brain farting on this. I'm trying to work it out and my brain just can't piece anything together of like where to go from here. I feel like all of the other puzzles have beaten my brain into submission. I don't think I can work this out. Cause like I said, like something that I said earlier of like, okay, so all out of the ones that Mary and Lisa shared, the 3 wrong ones that Mary got have to be there. I can't even like work out why I said that now. I think I'm like being actively knocked down by all of these. By so many in a row that are so like high level that my brain is now like, I said something about like I worked this out and I can't even like remember why I said it or how I worked it out. Or just work out and I can't even work out if like what I'm saying is correct. Like I remember saying something and even now I can't recall why I said it and I'm struggling to work out whether what I said was even correct or not. So work out this puzzle, you need to work out what the correct answer. Yes, the easiest way to do this is to create a chart showing the potential correct answer for each question. Compare it to the result and adjust it so it matches each scoreless person. So Mary got 7 questions right. Her answer should be the starting point for your answer key. Pay attention to where everyone. That's no, that's just gonna take too long. No, if you're asking me to just like go through every possible solution of if like these are correct, and just no, that's gonna take too long. I know, like, that's an obvious way of doing it, but that's gonna take forever, and I don't feel like doing it, I'm not gonna lie. Because, again, that just feels like throwing it at a wall. That just feels like, okay, if this is correct, then, like, that feels like it's gonna take forever. Like, yeah, that is a possible way of doing it, but it just feels like it feels like I'm not solving it. It feels like I'm just working out every possible solution and deducting which one is there. And I'm just like, I want a better way of doing it. Because I could do it this way, but it's just, like, I'm not going to feel clever for solving it this way, and it's going to take too long, and I'm exhausted. Find a correct answers. Use common sense can give you a head start. Don't use that word. If all 4 students answer the question the same way, it's likely that it's the correct answer, isn't it? Okay, I don't respect this puzzle anymore. I have now decided I no longer respect the puzzle, so I am now looking up the answer. Don't use the phrase common sense. It doesn't mean what you think it means. And don't turn around and say, oh, well, just assume that if they all said the same thing, it's probably because it's correct. Video game, you don't work that way. This game doesn't have puzzles that rely on that. This game doesn't have puzzles that rely on that, so I'm not gonna do that. Colin got 60.
Here goes.
Your hints make me not respect your puzzle. I'm looking up the answer. Don't... The word... I fucking hate the phrase common sense. Because when most people say just use common sense, they usually just mean be racist. But also, just turning around and saying, it's comfortable to assume that if they all said the same thing, they probably got it right. Because there's also 4 of the... Like, there was 4 answers there, which, like, 3 of the students all answered the same. But also, one of the students only got 3 questions right. I don't respect your puzzle. Your puzzle is bad. An A+ for you, that is. Unfortunately for John, his score is 60. Based on the results in the 3 scored test, you got 4 possible answer cases shown. No matter which one you use, John's score is 60. Oh, I really don't respect this. Oh. Oh, then I really don't respect this. Oh, this is actually just a bad puzzle. Oh, this puzzle fucking sucks then. Oh. Oh, there's 4 possible answer keys for what the other students got. And just with all of those answer keys, John gets 60 in all of them. So by the end of the puzzle, we don't even know for certain the correct answers to the questions? Is that what you're saying? So by the end of the puzzle, so with the intentional solution of the puzzle, you just go one by one to work out what was possible that, like, the student scored, as opposed to any other intuitive method. The game wants you to just assume that if all of the students said the same thing, that they probably got the same answer. And then by the end of the puzzle, you don't even know which answers are actually guaranteed to be correct or not. The puzzle doesn't work the way that you can actually know for certain the correct answers for the questions. So it's a bad puzzle then. So it's a puzzle that just sucks then. The premise of the puzzle is that the students are able to work out the right and wrong answers based on looking at their results. But the students, by looking at it, don't know which are the correct and incorrect answers. So it's a bad puzzle. Like, if the premise, again, it's a question, again, this comes to framing and expectations. This is an exam that is a multiple choice of A or B. There are correct and incorrect answers to this. If it's students taking a test that is multiple choice between A and B, and the premise of it is that the students have worked out the correct and incorrect answers, which is also what the key, is what the hints tell you to do. If by the end we still don't know which answers are the correct answer for each of the questions, it's a bad puzzle. D-. Sorry. Luke, let's have a look at this puzzle. Yeah, terrible puzzle. Not the worst puzzle in the game, because that fucking the fucking adjust this in a particular way to turn it into a fountain. Nothing will ever beat that for worst puzzle. But that is up there for one of the worst puzzles in the game, just because of how much busy work they ask you to do and the fact that you don't even know the correct things by the end of it. You just go, oh yeah, well, all of them happen to add up to 60, so you get 60, as opposed to actually knowing the answer to the fucking thing. So I don't respect it. Bad puzzle. The other ones here is just like, oh, I'm bad at it. I'm bad at the puzzle, but like, it's fine. It's like well designed. I'm just bad at it. No, that one just actually sucks. Some people meet for a round-robin card tournament where every player plays one hand against every other player. Monty has to leave after only a few hands, missing the remainder of the tournament. A total of 59 hands are played at the tournament. How many hands did Monty play before leaving? The card game in question is a two-player game, and no person played with the same opponent more than once. No one missed any hands beside Monty. Do we have enough information? Some people met for a round-robin card tournament where every player plays one hand against every other player. Monty has to leave after only a few hands, missing the remainder of the tournament. Total of 59 hands are played at the tournament. How many hands did Monty play before leaving? So we don't even know how many people were playing in the tournament? Where do you begin working? Where the fuck do I start? Where do I start? Is this another throw a lot of numbers at a wall? Well, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. You have to work out how many cards would be played in a full round robin with X amount of players. So we can start with that. So if you, like, just for an example, the number's going to be higher than this. If you have 3 people in a round robin, how many possible combinations of people can you have play each other? It's only 3. 1 versus 2, 2 versus 3, 3 versus 1. So you can only have 3, like if 3 people are in the tournament, you can only have 3 hands played. if you have 4 people in a tournament, you can have, what's that? You can have 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, and then 3, 4. So that'd be 8. Right. Is that right for 4? Yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. And then you'd have 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4. No, 6. So we're gonna jump up a few numbers. So we'll jump to say, yeah. I barely know how to do a normal round robin tournament question without the and then Monty left thing. Well, so my thought process is we need to work out the lowest number of a full round robin that we can have that goes above 59. So say we have 5. You get 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. There's a mathematical way of like working out this type of thing, but I can't remember how to do it. I think you minus 1 from the number and then just like add down to a number or something. But say you have 5 people, you go 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4, 1 versus 5. 2 versus, they can't verse 1 again, so 2 versus 3, 2 versus 4, 2 versus 5, 3 versus 4, 3 versus 5, 4 versus 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so that's how you work it out. You add all of the numbers together, minus 1 from there. So in a round robin of 5, you have 10, which is 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So let me just do it for 6, so I can assume that it's correct. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. 4, 5, 4, 6, and then 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, which is 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay! So so that's how you work it out. How many hands are in the round robin? Whatever number of people you have, minus 1 from that number, and add up every number from that to 1. So if we have 10 people, that would be 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So if 10 people show up and they all play, 45 hands are played. If 10 people show up, 55 hands are played. Sorry, if 11 people show up, 55 hands are played. So if 12 people show up, 60... Okay, so there's 11 people. So there's 11 people that show up, right? If 12 people show up. If 12 people show up, to work out how many rounds there is, it's 11 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 66 hands. Because if 11 people showed up, then it'd be 10 plus 9, and that'd be 55, which is lower than a 59. So 12 people showed up, 66 hands were played across everyone. So everyone plays 10 hands. Like, every person's involved in 10 hands. It doesn't mean overall that there's 10 hands played, but everyone's involved in 10 hands. Because... Or is everyone involved in... No, is everyone involved in 11 hands? No, sorry. How many people showed up? I'm adding from 11. So there's 12 people who show up. So everyone plays 11 hands because every person versus everyone else wants. So 12 people show up, everyone plays 11 hands because everyone plays the people before them there. Which, like, if you go to this, also, like, this is 6 people here. So every number shows up 5 times. Like, there's 5 ones here, and then 2's is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3's is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4's is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah. So if 12 people show up, 66 hands are played, because that's 11 plus 10 plus 9, etc. 12 people show up, everyone plays 11 hands. So out of those 66 hands, how many were missed out of that 59? That means that 7 hands weren't played. If 7 hands weren't played, Monty played 4? Monty's a bitch! That part I'm not certain
Just
on.
leave it to me.
Yay! Yay!
That was almost too easy.
Yeah, so 66 hands are played in total. Everyone plays 11. If one person steps out, then all the missing hands is what they don't play. 59 from 66 means that Monty didn't play 7 hands, and he played 7 in total. He would have played 11 in total, but he didn't play 7. Which means he only played 4! Bro was there for barely a third of the game, of the night. Monty! Fuck your whole way of doors and goats and shit like that. You said you were gonna show up and play round robin with us, and you left, like, barely a third into it. Bro, you do this every time. If you keep doing it, we're just gonna stop inviting you. Like, come on, man. Okay, I'm glad I was able to work that out. That one, yeah. Yeah, that one I was able... There's a little bit of throwing numbers at a wall at the beginning to work out, like, what number of people had to be there. But I'm glad I was able to work out how to do that as well. Monty played 4 hands. He's a fucking bitch. Monty played 4 hands. First, you need to find the total number of hands if everyone stayed. You can find it with an equation like the one here. If there are 11 people, there would have been 55 hands. Which, I mean, see, they write... Yeah, what they write it as is basically the same. Because they have the n-1, where n is the number of people there. They just put it into a fancier equation than me adding it all up together. There are 11 people, there would have been 55 hands. You can imagine it like bowling pins. There are 10 pins, and it's 4 rows. So that's like 5 things. Similar to that. Yeah, if there were 11 people, there would have been 55 hands. And if there were 12 people, there would have been 66. Since we know 59 hands were played, then there must have been 12 people at the start. And there can't be 13, because if 13 people showed up, Monty could leave after 1, and it would probably be above the 59 anyways. It would be my assumption. That's why it can't be 13 people show up. That'd be my assumption. Since when 59 hands were played, there must have been 12 people at the start. When we subtract the 59 hands played from the 66, we learned that Monty missed 7 hands. Since everyone would have played 11 hands ideally, that means Monty only played 4 hands. There we go! Whew. Well, that's gonna be the last puzzle that I solve, because the next one, it says the ultimate escape, so it's gonna be a slide puzzle, and you know it's gonna be a slide puzzle of, like, rearrange the things to get out here. They're totally not actually a slide puzzle. For fuck's sakes. This last puzzle is an escape game. We need to move the pink gem to the circle at the bottom. This one's especially devious as it features some very unusually shaped blocks. Give it a go. Oh, don't worry, video game. I'm gonna give it a go. Do you know what this puzzle's called in the US version of the game? Do you want to know what this puzzle is called in the US version of the game? The Diabolical Box. The name of this puzzle in the US is the Diabolical Box, where the description is, this last puzzle is an escape game where you need to move the pink gem to the circle outline at the bottom. Beware though, because this diabolical box won't let you escape easily. It's all there for the joke. 78 moves! Oh, fucking Christ. Even following the guide, I'm gonna fuck this up. This is 78 moves? Oh my god. Oh, I mean, I'm not even gonna bother attempting this. I'm not even gonna bother attempting this. Like, fuck off. 78 is the best possible. 78 is the best possible moves for this. I'm not doing that. I am not working that out legit. Actually die. Look, I did the hands one. I did the hands puzzle, and I solved that properly, and I did it well. I'm proud of that. I don't, like, look at what I'm moving, by the way. Look at the bizarre machinations that are happening with what I'm doing here. I'm following a guide, and, like, how weirdly strict you have to move this. Well, no. No. Oh my god, we're gonna be here so fucking long just doing this. We're gonna be here forever, following a fucking guide. I feel... Am I even making progress? We're 20 moves in. Is anything... Where... What are we even doing? Where are any of these pieces go... We're 24 moves in and the pink gem hasn't moved. How is this helping? It just feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Oh no, this yellow one over here. That's a new one. That's a new one. Trust the process or something. Well, at least the pink gem started moving. At least the pink gem started moving. Again, because this is the, this is the bonus extra puzzles at the end of the game for true fucking sickos. This is one of those cases where the game is turning around and saying, we are about to completely and utterly fuck your shit up with absurd puzzles. Are you down for it? And if you're doing it, you're saying yes. I don't think it's a problem that the puzzles at the end of the game here are this brutally difficult. Again, it's one of those things where, like, what is the conversation that the game is having with the player right now in terms of what it's expecting from the player and what it's told the player what it's expecting from them? This is designed to be endgame. You have to, like, complete all of the other things to a massive degree to even get this shit. So, of course, it's gonna be fucked. And that's fine. Again, it's the reason that I knew I was gonna look up a lot of these answers. I mean, there's that other one where, like, with the kids' answers where you don't even know the correct answers at the end of it or not. I think that, again, the conversation with the player is, like, a test result that kids take has correct and incorrect answers, especially if it's a multiple choice test between two answers. So the fact that you get to the end of it and you're not even sure of that, but it just so happens that all of the possible answer keys means that John gets the same score, is dumb and stupid and makes no sense. That's a bad puzzle. But it's like, yeah, putting a slide puzzle this fucked at the end of the game, that's fine. You can do that. Because, you know, it's at the very end of the game when you're telling the player, this is going to be fucked. Are you down to party? And I'm not, but I'm a content creator, so I want to at least show off to the people watching this, hey, this is what post-game is. And if there's a couple of puzzles I can do in that process that I can actually solve myself, then, you know, well, the more the merrier. The more the merrier in that case. I once again feel like I'm barely making any progress. I really feel like I'm not making progress. This thing's getting out in 6 moves. How? Like 7 moves. How? How does this shit get out that fucking quickly from it? How? How far off? Oh, these pieces are just gonna fly way up here, I guess. Yeah, there's no way I was ever doing that. Yo, I did it! And I didn't look up any guides at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just that smart.
Layton's apprentice.
Yeah, fuck that.
Again.
Fuck that. You can see yourself a true escape master. Commendable job, Luke. That was some sharp thinking. Yay! Congratulations! You successfully solved every puzzle available in Professor Layton and Pandora's box. New puzzles will be available through Nintendo WFC, so if you haven't checked them out, make sure to do so. I can't do that. I'm not allowed. Nintendo WFC! Oh, I don't have that. Game audio is gonna change for a second. Give me a second. My headphones died. My headphones died. Are they playing congratulation music right now? Are they playing congratulation music? I don't think. No, there's no sounds coming from the game at the moment, actually. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Ah! No. Congratulations! And with that, it seems you've completed every puzzle in the game. Congratulations! God, that... Okay, that's really loud, actually. I'm turning it down. It's clear that you possess an aptitude and passion for puzzle solving that is equal to my own. Yeah, I don't understand the audio. I have the audio volume set to like the same fucking thing that I had it with the headphones, and it doesn't want to do that properly. OBS is weird. Like I have them like for some reason, and OBS never used to do this. So I don't know if I've like changed how I record the audio or something's happened, or like OBS with an update has changed it. But it records the audio based on what my master volume's at. But also, it seems to change it based on what everything else is doing because... Oh, God! Because I have, like, my volume settings set to the same across different, like, audio devices. Like, both the master volume of the audio device and the audio device, and, like, the program that's making the sound. And yet it's different volumes. I don't understand. I don't know how it does that. I need to work out how to get OBS to record the program's audio itself rather than, like, my computer audio in general. But every time I try to set it up to record audio from a program, I've not been able to get it to work. So I'm gonna have to... I want to work that out, because that will just, like, anything that I record... Anything I play from PC has the exact same issues. Everything I play on PC ends up running into the exact same sound issues. Especially as, like, you know, I change between headphones and, like, one pair of headphones is way louder than the others just for me to hear. So for me to hear it at the same volume means you won't hear it at the same volume because the master volume is different. That's no, Professor! A new page of characters has been added to the profile section. Indeed there has, Luke. A gift, that's a gift from us to our friends the player. That's you! You heard the Professor, have fun with those. Yo, did we actually... I'll be honest, I don't remember the congratulations in the previous game. Did we actually do every puzzle in Saint Mystia? Did that happen? Did we do that? I'm not even sure now. I'm not even sure. I think we did. I'm not even sure now. Oh, the top secret? Oh, this is this. Yes. Yeah, I think so. Profiles! Look, we have characters. How many characters are in this game? There's a lot of characters. I'm having so much fun! Yeah, there's a lot of people here. Do you want to read about Katya and Sophia and Babette and Sammy Thun? So they said they added someone. Who did they add? What did they add? They said they added someone new to the profiles. There's a lot of fucking characters in these games. Jesus Christ. The train, most important character of the game. The train. The hamster! Is this what they added? Did they add the Layton mobile? Layton's pride and joy is an ode to classic design, cast in shiny red metal. He keeps the car in tip-top shape so it looks great whenever he takes it out to solve a new mystery. Its tall roof affords Layton the headroom he needs to drive with his hat on. Because that's the last character, because before it is Layton. While his job is teaching archaeology, he is also quite the fencer. Nice reference to him fighting Anton at the end there. Many wonder what's under the hat, but only the professor knows the answer to that mystery. They're clearly, like, leaning into the hat in this game as being, like, there's something going on with the hat. Again, like, it's something that I'm appreciating, like, I've mentioned it before. I really enjoyed, Professor Layton and the Curious Village. I really enjoyed that game. Again, I praised it for just being, like, for a puzzle game, I got way more into the characters and the story and the world and everything than I expected to and everything like that. I really enjoyed Curious Village for what it was. I've mentioned it before, Pandora's Box is the game where I've gone from Professor Layton is this fun, cute game that I've played to I'm now invested in this series and I really want to see where it goes from here. Because as I've mentioned, the macro level for the puzzle design of a Pandora's Box is I find significantly better than Curious Village. The fact that they have so many puzzles that are designed to escalate on top of one another, that they deliberately teach you knowledge in some puzzles to then use in other puzzles, or teach you some knowledge in one puzzle to deliberately subvert it in another. It seems that Pandora's Box was designed with a lot more intention of like what the mindset of the player and the knowledge the player's learning will be as you go through the various puzzles in that game, rather than here is a bunch of puzzles that you solve going through the game. There's it's a very subtle but strong feeling that I got from the entire game. And the story, I think, is just like the story in Curious Village is like, it goes in wacky, ridiculous places that I don't expect it to in Curious Village, and that in of itself is fun. But it does feel like that the point of the story in Curious Village is more so to surprise you with its wackiness that it does and everything like that. Whereas I find the story of Pandora's Box to be way stronger when it comes to the message that it has, the themes that it has, the ideas that the story is exploring. I'm a much more emotionally invested in the story and the tragedy that Anton's life ends up being when you finally work out everything at the end and stuff like that. And it's also like becoming something that like it's like, oh, okay, this game's like really starting to get the source of like the storytelling and everything like that. And outside of just like how much more I prefer that over Curious Village, like this game is like teasing us more about the fact that there are mysteries that are in front of our face that we have not even started broaching yet. Like, what is Luke's deal? Why is Luke here? Why is Luke Layton's apprentice? Why is Luke around? Luke isn't his kid. At no point do they ever describe Luke as being Layton's kid. I don't even think they use, like, he's not even his guardian. He's his apprentice. Luke's like 12. Why is Luke here? Why is Luke hanging around with Layton? Why is Luke so insistent on being Layton's apprentice? What's the deal with that? And they've like had a couple moments in this game of kind of highlighting that, and also the fact that like they're making it clear that like there's a reason that Layton's wearing a top hat, and we don't know why. Layton gets very sheltered when it comes to whenever it's talking about it. He stops like even like trying to acknowledge it or anything like that. You have a moment during Anton where the hat comes off, and I freeze framed that shit. You can actually see, you don't see the top of Layton's head when that hat comes off. When the hat comes off, Layton's head is so far down that the jacket covers his entire head. So like even freeze frame shit, they do not want you seeing any details about what's under the hat. So like, not only is this game, like, again, I think it does a lot better job with its story and its themes and its messages than Curious Village did. Because Curious Village, while it does have those, like, some of those elements, it feels way more about the surprise value of, like, oh my god, first world chasing you, oh my god, town of androids, and, stuff like that. And they even, like, use those elements to be a big thing like that. But, like, they are teasing us with shit's gonna start, like, being like more stuff's in this series is going to start being important. I'm really excited for that in terms of all the stuff that we have here. But yeah, I think the Layton Meal is what we got there. We have art. This is just all cutscene art, I think. The hamster in paradise. Aww. Yeah. I was a bit distracted because that disguise isn't fooling anyone. Yeah, a lot of this is just art from like all the different things that we saw. This is just cutscenes from a lot of different moments, as we saw for this. So we have all of those. We've got music, which, hey, you can just like... Oh, the actual music box at the end. The true false sense. Illusion box theme, the ball. Aww. Unspoken feelings. Professor Layton's theme, hell yeah. Puzzles remixed. We've got all of our voice themes of just...
In truth, neither the faux sense we see before us, nor its residents really exist. How could this have happened? I just can't shake the feeling that something awful has happened.
I feel like that'd be a good soundbite for the recorded in a game. I feel like this would be a good soundbite to just have on the stream deck.
I just can't shake the feeling that something awful has happened.
Look at me! I'm fit and sassy! Woo!
I think this matter would best be addressed by the master. Please, come.
Oh, lovely. You're awake. It's been far too long since I've encountered prey so feisty.
Jesus Christ, Anton. Movies! We got access to movies. Hey, Anton, why'd you say like that anyway? I don't know if I can... I don't know if I can skip this. I can. We have movies. So did we get a new...
Come look at this article, you two.
Is this the same ending? Like, did we get any new movies for getting all the puzzles?
You say his beloved academic.
There we go, Schrader's lived.
Time after all.
He
We'll
lived.
visit him as soon as we return.
Oh, but that might conflict with the symposium you've scheduled in London.
I'm pretty sure
tomorrow.
this is just a normal ending. You had to get like shitloads of picker arts to get access to the movies. So there was that. There's also the hidden door! Use the passwords found in other Professor Layton games to access special bonus material. If we go to the hidden door, Saint Mystere, we can do that. Again, we will do this. We will do this. Once we get to the final game. Well, in the final game of the first three. Of the DS ones. Because I think after the 3DS ones, they start... It's three 3DS ones. But yeah. Because this will require the first 3 games to finish this. It'll be all... Everything's going to get cross-contaminated all together into one messy fuck pile. That's definitely the best way to phrase it. But we did it! We did the special puzzles! And I actually solved 1 or 2 of them. As opposed to looking up the answers. This stream got delayed so many times. The amount of times I went to do this stream and then it was just, oh shit! Something's come up and I can't do this. Like, oh, like work has ruined me, or I've got to stay back at work, or computer's not working, or internet's not working, or the... This stream has been delayed so many fucking times, but we did it! We finally got there. We have now completely completed Professor Layton and Pandora's box. It's not, again, not that I think that Curious Village is a bad game by any means. I came away from it with a lot of positive opinions. I do think Pandora's box is really a big step up and shows the potential of, like, how good a Professor Layton can get when it wants to, like, do a lot more with its premise than what Curious Village did. It's not like Curious Village did so little with it that it's like, oh, it's only a proof of concept game. It's nothing like that. It's not like Curious Village did so poorly with the concept it felt like a proof of concept or anything like that. But it's just, I really do think that this elevates, like, what Layton can be a lot more compared to that. So I am looking forward to the 3rd game. Which is like Lost Future, Unwound Future, something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it, and it's also different in PAL compared to NTST. I once again will be playing the PAL version. The PAL version is just both like the physical versions that I actually do own that I just can't play with the actual 3DS capture card anymore because that broke. But also Luke's VA. As we learned from this game, the localization is, like, does leave something to be desired. There's a number of puzzles where the localization makes it worse. There's like only 1 or 2 examples where the localization makes the puzzle better. The entire final puzzle is called the Diabolical Box, and it's like, oh, it's come full circle. And I understand why calling that final puzzle Pandora's Box doesn't quite make sense, but you still could have done it. You still could have done it. If I didn't have the wiki open, because fuck slide puzzles, we wouldn't even known that, like, the final puzzle was named after the name of the game. But I am looking forward to the next game in the series. Again, it'll be a bit before we get to it, because there'll be the other games like more Ace Attorneys and Metal Gears and stuff that we'll rotate through before we get to that. But stay tuned for the future for more Professor Layton when we do a thing with the future in that Professor Layton game. Hey, speaking of coming full circle, hell yeah. So until next time, this is version 2, signing out.